In this video I'm going to show you how to set your gun positions and your gun sight so that you can see and shoot to your direct 6 o'clock position from your ventral gun in Boston 3s. So I'm going to hop to my ventral gun, which is gun position 3. This is a new gun position for the Boston. And you can see that I've got a gun sight there. If I come all the way up, that hatch blocks my sight. I can still fire because the gun is below that level, but the gun sight is blocked. So if I move my head up and down with the movement keys, page up, page down, and potentially left and right as well for head movement, I can move my head down and potentially over. And I can see now behind me, but I don't have an indication here where exact center of my gunfire is going to be, which I find helpful for gunning. So what I'm going to do, let me go back to my default view here. What I'm going to do is get a little corner of a post-it note flag, which is like clear tape, and I'm going to cut a little speck off the corner of it, maybe about 2 millimeters wide, and I'm going to stick that to my screen right here, right on the center of my gun sight. And I like post-it notes because they don't leave residue. They're very easy to get off. At least they don't seem to leave any residue on the screen for me. So I like that, and it's a little speck. It's mostly see-through, so you can even leave it on and it doesn't really obstruct your other uses of your computer. And then what I can do is now I can move my head around, and I have an indication of where my center of fire is without having to have that physical gun sight. It's almost like if you had your armorer put on a custom gun sight for you. So let me look here. So right there is a possibility. My center of my gun sight now with this little tiny particle of sticky is right at the tip of that arrow. That's where it is. So I could pick there. Maybe I could pick something like that. I think I kind of like that one. So I'm going to save that. So I'm going to press F10 to save it. And again, my gun sight sticky, the center of my fire is right there. So one of the things that you can do here, I'm going to turn my bombers to the south here. So let me go ahead and turn to the south. I'm going to use a .target command to bring up a target so I can show you where my fire is landing and how all this works out. Here's my gyro compass right here. Coming around to directly south. There we go. Back to my gun sight, and I'm going to type in a .target 300. So there's a target that appears for me, and you can see the center of it. That's direct 6. Now before, here's the default gun sight. See how I can't quite get my gun sight to see direct 6. I mean, I can fire at it, and I can kind of guess where it is here because I can see other rings, but if it were a plane, I wouldn't necessarily be able to see it. I can still fire at it, but with my new gun sight, which is there, and right at the tip of that is my gun sight, so I can get it right on the center here. Okay, that's centered. Let's see where I hit. pretty close. My gun sight was centered right there, and I'm down just a smidge there. That's pretty good. That's probably just like placement of my little smidge of little speck of my gun sight. But that's pretty good, and there's going to be a little drop at distance or what have you. I like that. That allows me to see planes all the way up to here, down in here, over here, everywhere. This is dead 6. I can see them. I can still rotate around and get to other stuff just like before. So I like that a lot. And that is how you can set up a new gun sight for you. And if you don't like it, you know, you can hit your home key. That brings you back to your default and save it, and you can save back to what your default is. Or if you don't like here, you can you know, do whatever you like, however you place it. With this little dot right here, you always know where your center is. That's it.